bloop, 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 bloop. I'm just gonna let you go. I'm just gonna let you have it. It's great.
That's our intro.
Oh man. Oh, okay. I see what I'm supposed to be doing here. Oh boy. So I'm in streamer mode.
Oh yeah. You have been accused.
You have been
accused by your horrible mate of being in streamer mode.
Yeah. What does that mean?
For last episode, it's streamer. Your streamer mode is when you just like talk. And you just talk.
It's just talk.
I mean, it's good if you're like streaming.
But it's just like it's just like talking forever.
You're just like talking. I don't know.
Well, it's just like
someone call that just being female.
Duh. It's the thing I'm good at because I'm a girl.
Uh-oh, I said it bad.
You said a misogyny. How dare you?
How could I?
No, well, because I stremmed for several years.
Yeah, you stremmed for a while.
And so
you got good at just like filling dead space.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes, I don't know, it's just different from what we normally do on this show.
Well, what's interesting is like there's definitely an art to commentary, right? So there's the talking for talking's sake, which yes, I am good at.
Like kind of just stream of consciousness narrating what you're seeing on the screen.
Right, it's too much.
Versus like having a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's like it's a bad habit that I have gotten into at different points.
I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not as fun to listen to. Would be my guess.
If you start doing it again, I'll just leave. Just like you got this. I don't need to be here.
Just get up in the middle of an episode. Just like, I'm going to go get myself a Budweiser tornado lizard.
While you read to people what's happening.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, oops, wrong button. I feel like I should be able to.
Yeah, you were always like, I don't know, like a lot of streamers just kind of sit there and phone it in. Have you not jumped up there? Go jump up there.
Jump up here?
You can hop that gap unless I'm reading that wrong.
Huh.
Hey, it's a chimera mage.
There's no escape.
You should probably stop skipping battles. You're going to regret that later.
I am going to regret that later.
But no, like a lot of streamers when they're streaming, they just and playing a game, like, if they're talking or if they're doing what's it called? Just chatting.
Just chatting.
Just chatting is probably not like this, but like if they're playing a game, a lot of them just like sit there and play the game and barely say anything, or like occasionally respond to a comment. Mm-hmm. But you were always like extremely talkative. You have like such a high energy level.
Oh man.
You'd just be like talking the whole time with like no dead airspace, which is good for that.
I don't even breathe.
I guess.
I
don't know. Like I feel like it would be painful to stay in that mode. See what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
It's all good.
Cool.
But no, I burp. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's better. See that if you need an example of phoning it in, just look no further than me. But no, you were always very, very active. You just be talk, which, like, you were clearly making an effort, I guess.
Effort was made, yes.
Yeah, unlike a lot of people, resist water and fire.
That seems like it'd be good for our boy Isaac, right?
Who would take them? Well, that would be fine, but in theory, it might be better on Garrett or Mia. But Mia can't wear it.
Yeah.
So, because Garrett will take more damage from water than Isaac would.
Okay. I think
and he doesn't need fire resistance. But
resist all elements, though.
Oh. Well, whatever.
Here, we'll swappy swap. And let's see if we can. Yeah.
Cool.
There we go. Well, and this is a conversation we'd had about kind of like old YouTube at one point, where you watch
Did
some.
you want to check the other?
I did. That's
You
how
did?
I got up there in the first place. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, it's time.
Oh, have we reset our summons?
I think I have enough left actually to just do it twice,
We'll
which is
find
kind
out.
of ridiculous.
You might only have 3 left, but
let's
you can
see.
still do Cybele. Wait.
Oh, I only have 2 left.
Poop balls.
That's okay. We'll do Ramses.
All right.
That's fine.
It's okay,
I mean,
I
it's,
guess.
Yeah, well. But yeah, we were talking about old YouTube.
Yeah.
And how that's kind of how old YouTube felt, where you watch people who've been doing this for over a decade and they just talk about, like, they just talk through the game.
Or, I don't know. Like YouTube, I feel like YouTube is not, like, what I would accuse people of doing on YouTube is like these vloggers who are, I don't know, like they talk for literally 75% of their episode just about like, oh, well, here's why my video's late. And it's like, do you really need to
Right.
like get to the point? Like that's what I would make fun of YouTube for.
Hey guys, sorry I've been away for so long. I've been really busy. I want you to know I've got a lot of great content like on the way.
Yeah, it's
like that kind of thing.
Show us, don't tell us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think YouTube is a little different. Like the Twitch streamers are, yeah. I mean, and I don't know. Like I don't think it's. I don't want this to sound too accusatory because,
Yeah.
you know, when I say that most of them just like sit there and play a game and like occasionally comment on something, like that's not. I mean, that's fine, right? Like
It's an observation as opposed to a.
That's what most of it
criticism.
is. I mean, a lot of people are there just watch a game be played, but I don't know. It is interesting that there doesn't seem to be like a whole lot of correlation between like the effort somebody is putting in to being entertaining and like their audience. Because I mean, you did Twitch for a while.
Yeah.
And I felt like you were just really really trying a lot harder than a lot of folks. But, you know, I don't know. So maybe it's just like some people just latch on to like a certain personality. Maybe the more surly you are, the more people love you. That would explain why I'm popular.
Yeah, you know, it is, you know, you really just hit the nail on the head there because people, I want the friendlies to know, like, I am not the popular one in this couple. It's definitely Pidgey. Pidgey, you are the popular one. And it's just like, I get it because, you know, I think you're great.
So,
but I think people would wrongly assume
do we really want to
me.
make an episode though where the moral of the story is to be more of a dick?
Let's talk about that.
Please, let's.
Because like, let's like distill the thesis down. So if the thesis is be more of a dick, why is that such? Because you look at some of the great creators out there, or like people who make content for creators like Gary Vee or Tim Ferriss or some of these guys, and they kind of give you like the hard truth. If that, like, it's sort of a tough love thing. I think even Ludwig, when he did his recent, like, if you want to be a big Twitch streamer, like, the most important thing you can do right now is quit.
Ludwig is a good example because he really is quite a dick. Like, I don't really like Ludwig because he's a bit too much of a dick for me.
Yeah.
But he is, like, incredibly popular right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
So
maybe
like,
there's something to that.
I think it's just people really do like it when they know that they're like not getting they're not being placated, they're not being patronized.
Ludwig isn't only a dick, but he's like an incredibly arrogant dick.
Yeah, you know, he's got a very healthy ego, which
Yeah.
I identify with. So there is that.
Yeah. No, I'm a dick, but I have no ego.
Right. Yeah, and so I think people enjoy that, where it's just like, oh, like, this is just being said because it's the truth. It really isn't, like, necessarily a a jab at me and like my personhood. I don't know. Like, I enjoy that as somebody who enjoys filtering. That phrase. Filtering.
Wait.
I was going to say something that I should not say.
Okay.
As someone who enjoys the personality type in which we are talking about.
Okay. Tell me later, I guess. Because I'm
Do you not get it?
It's
fine.
I missed whatever you're going for there.
You sweet bean. You sweet, sweet, innocent bean.
Okay.
I love
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention close enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I don't know. There is. I do wonder it now if maybe you're. Okay. Well, this is a thing. I'll let you play with that for a while.
Yeah, you work on your thesis. I'll work on this.
Well, so I mean, there might be something to be said for. Yeah, like when somebody is trying too hard, maybe it actually does make them less appealing somehow. Like, I mean, there's that episode of Community with Britta's boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend. Can you not get out?
Shh,
Sorry, I'll focus. Oh, there's also, the one to the side. I can't focus. I'm sorry. This is too interesting. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. That's the exit loop.
Out the wrong,
But yeah, no. So she has this ex-boyfriend who's just like he's like a carny. He runs the like, I don't know, the little pellet gun game or something at
I remember
the
that
traveling
episode.
fair, and she's telling Jeff, like, you have to help me because I cannot control myself around this guy. Like, I will do whatever he wants. And so this guy is kind of like this big mystery, like, as to why he has that effect on people. And then eventually, Jeff goes and talks to him, and he's having that effect on Jeff. But he's just like completely, like, it is unclear as to why, because there's nothing impressive about him. Do you need a pause here? Like,
no.
What was?
Shh.
Okay, you're just making some equipment decisions. Okay. And so in the end, the revelation is that the reason, the reason everyone is so desperate to impress him is because he literally has like a piece of metal lodged in his brain that removes his ability to feel shame. And so he's he has an injury, and because he is so very much not trying to impress anyone, he does not care what people think about him, even the fact that he's a pretty unimpressive guy, but he has no self-conscious feelings about that, and it makes him just like everyone is trying to impress him because he is trying to impress no one.
Wow.
And so but I think there is some truth to that. Because
yeah, absolutely.
When you try too hard, it can make you, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you could probably postulate what is the social dynamic going on there, but I think there is some truth to that. It does make sense, I guess, in that, you're sending a signal that is like in the social hierarchy. If I send the signal that I'm not trying to impress anybody, a lot of people are going to interpret that. I mean, some people probably would interpret that as maybe something negative, but then there's going to be a lot of people who maybe interpret that signal as, well, if he's not trying to impress me at all, then he must be pretty great.
There's something special about him.
Well, and there's
he's got nothing to prove.
Yeah, something like that. And I think, I don't know, a psychiatrist or psychologist could probably explain in more detail what might be going on there.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like that whole everyone's always telling you like stop caring what other people think about you.
Yeah, and I've mastered that.
Yeah. Without somehow also developing a huge ego somehow.
Yeah.
Like, so, whatever that's worth.
So, I don't know. I don't know. But, yeah, and this is definitely true also in kind of... I don't know if it goes both ways, but it's definitely true in terms of, like, impressing women.
Right.
So in kind of the love games, there's a philosophy to what works, and I'm not gonna give away all the secrets. But
well, you're not gonna give our friendlies a good leg up with the ladies.
Well,
is that the phrase? Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. I'll give a basic rundown. This is how to phrase. Yeah. So there's this really bad movie. Like it's not a good movie. But it's called The Tao of Steve. And so it kind of gets into some of this stuff. And you got a poison.
That's right.
And so the movie is kind of poorly done and doesn't actually do a very because it's kind of crammed into the typical rom-com mold. And it does therefore a very poor job of representing the Tao of Steve. Nothing in the movie is very much the Tao of Steve. But it's based on kind of the exploits of this guy who actually was like this. So it's kind of based on a true story. And basically the rules of being Steve are, be excellent, eliminate your desire, and be gone. I think those were the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, it's not a theory. So it's not like, in order to impress women, you be a dick to women. That's not the case. Although you do see a lot of that, right? Like kind of the real asshole who women are always wanting to be with. So there is, the asshole kind of inadvertently ends up with female interest, just because not because he's doing everything right, but because he's doing enough right that like the nice guys are not.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting part of it right. So the asshole is not excellent. He is not excellent, right? But he is doing a pretty good job of sort of eliminating his desire and being gone. So, he's not wrapped all around her finger, right?
Right.
And he treats his girl like dirt, which is a poor way of communicating. That he's denying desire, and he's never there, so he's gone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is the wrong way of doing it, but even that watered down version of it's powerful enough that people out there in the world observe a lot of the time that these girls are ending up with these rotten guys, right?
Right. Yeah, that's the trope. Why do good girls end up with bad guys?
I will tell you. It's because he's accidentally being, 2/3 of a Steve. But to truly execute the Tao of Steve, so you don't actually want to be a jerk. You want to be excellent, which is the opposite of being a jerk.
Yeah. In case you were confused about how this all works.
But you do have to deny desire. And I think people kind of get this in that, people kind of get this in the whole like beta male thing.
Yeah.
So, there's like the friend zone, and that's where a lot of the nice guys end up. And it's unfair or whatever. Well, again, you don't have to be a jerk to be attractive to women, but you can't be you can't be the nice guy in that sense. And basically, like, you cannot orbit the woman you're after. Like, that's not attractive.
As most women will tell you, if they're being honest, that's not exactly.
Or even if they enjoy the attention, it's not like they would ever actually settle for that guy.
Well, you end up in the friend zone is what actually ends up happening, right?
Exactly. So yeah, the whole denying desire thing, that's basically like, I guess that manifests in a couple of ways. Is you're gonna treat all women equally well. You're gonna give her no preferential treatment, right? So when you're at a party and your grandmother walks in, you treat her just as well and with just as much attention as you're gonna treat this girl that you might have an interest in. So you're that's part of the whole being excellent thing, but also part of the denying desire as well. Like, you're not going to show any desire.
No. Unlike these monsters who always sort of preferentially kill Ivan, you're going to be an equal opportunity killer.
There you go.
Lady killer, am I right?
Let me know if we're spending too much time on this topic.
I think it's great. I think this is like hopefully the kind of
hopefully
subject.
This helps someone.
This is the kind of subject matter that like we talk about on a regular basis with our homies, and so it's just like, I wonder if other people are having these conversations, and if not, they should be.
Well, and if you're struggling with this kind of as many young men are struggling with this kind of thing, you do well to pay attention.
Absolutely.
This is some weapons grade shit. You have no idea.
It is.
If you start actually, not acting this way, but being this way.
Yeah, you don't act that way. You are that way.
One is not what. Keep this in mind as well. One is not what one must pretend to be.
Yep. We're just doling out all the great philosophy right now.
That's right. But anyway, so the kind of the denying desire is, and again, there's a difference between like doing and actually being. The goal is to actually be. The goal is to actually be better. And I would argue that someone who acts this way actually is better. This isn't, game theory. This is, no, I'm going to be better in the way that I treat women, which is the exact opposite of the point that, the movie The Tao of Steve was getting at. But there's a lot of truth and kind of an incorrect application, I think, in this case.
Surprisingly.
And then the whole being gone, it's like, you show up to the social situation, you treat everyone equally and excellently, and then you leave. And you leave right before she wants you to leave.
Yeah. You never want her to leave. You never want her to want you to leave, and then you leave.
Yeah.
Because it's always like, it's a keep them wanting more strategy, right?
Right.
You're like,
well, and basically,
you don't want to overstay your welcome.
Yeah, and
even though it's going to be really tempting, because she's going to be giggling and she's going to, going to have the googly eyes all up front with the batting of the eyelashes.
What this does to the poor female, especially the really attractive ones, is they were not ready for this. They were not.
Excuse you, where are you going?
They in their calculation, guys orbit them and try to win their favor, and then stick around way too long. And as soon as they encounter somebody who does the opposite of all of those things, their world is undone. And it gets into like this psychological thing of
warfare.
Well, it's like It would be hard to probably put into precise words exactly why that is happening. This is quite the crew you've got.
I'm getting heckin' beat up.
This was rough. It was three bad boys. Well, anyway. Yeah, so basically, the signal that is sending, and again, the goal is not to be manipulative. The goal is not to be something you are not. The goal is to actually become more actually this way, and it's not necessarily a bad way to be, but the effect that it's going to have is that again, everything she is used to processing about the way, I guess the way that people are measuring like their place in the hierarchy, the social hierarchy. There's a lot of guys that are going to be sending her the signal that she is so great, I guess, and I'm sure she is. But by simply treating her equally to everyone else, and leaving a little early, like you're not trying to stick around and be around her. She's getting the signal that the signal that you end up with is, well, maybe this is actually a guy that I might be interested in, because if I could have had all of these other guys, I've got wrapped around my finger, but clearly this guy is different. Well, I guess there's a reason for that. I guess would be the thought process.
Yeah.
But anyway, just trust me, it works. But don't abuse it.
Don't abuse it. But
don't
it works.
abuse it. You actually want to be excellent.
Yep. Man, good stuff.
Like I said, I hope that helps somebody.
Yeah. Sorry, I am wandering around a little bit because I feel like I can't possibly need to backtrack through those several rooms. I think I missed my way forward somehow. So I'm trying to figure out what I missed here.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna just bear with me. Bear with me. Rawr.
Rawr.
For just a minute while we figure out where I'm supposed to be going.
It's probably I'm very curious to know if like this conversation like pisses off a bunch of people.
Well, I think oftentimes people really don't like having their what's the word? Not like faults, but it's like there are certain pitfalls, I guess, that people fall into for various reasons, and like having that pointed out probably hurts a little bit.
Yeah, or they
not your favorite thing to have happen, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess to make it very much more concise than the 15 minutes I probably talked about that, like people want to kind of date or be around their social equals.
Yeah.
And so you want to send signals that are saying that you are their social equal, not send signals that is saying, oh God, just let me please be with you. I'll do whatever you want. That is not sending signals that says, I am your social equal.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
No, you really like hit the nail on the head there. So here's the thing. There's this.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is for.
It's very suspicious. And then this is the way. Wait, did I not go down here? No.
Oh my.
Okay, so that's how we end up back here. Cool. Very good, very good. So this is our way forward. I'm
afraid I'm not going to be much help here because
there we go.
In the heat of my monologue, I have lost track of the puzzles.
No, it's fine. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't actually go down the stairs. I decided to backtrack a few rooms instead because I was like, oh, wait a second, I need to go back down to that sand waterfall. So I guess I'll just backtrack my way there. But this is definitely the way forward. And so we're going to continue going that direction next time.
What do you think the name of this episode is? How to get hot chicks?
How to get hot chicks.
All right.
Done.
Sweet.